Hello, everyone. We've had a couple of requests, especially since the City Nature Challenge, about how to make identifications on iNaturalist. So I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to do that on the website really quick. So one way is to go to this top bar here where it says Explore, Your Observations, Community, and then click Identify. So this might take a little while to load. iNaturalist has a lot of information, and there is, a huge database with all of these observations that people have made. So be patient and it will pop up, especially if you're searching a big area like North America. So here you can see you can type in a species. So if you're good with identifying a specific plant, you can type that here and it will take common names and scientific names, which is nice if I could type. There we go. So you can search for, a specific species and identify just that species, which is cool. And then if you go into filters, you can choose a lot of different things. So if you just want to do birds, or if you want to do mushrooms, you can do that. And then more filters, you can actually choose to make identifications for a person or a project. So you could type in Metro Phoenix Ecoflora, or you could change the place to Metro Phoenix. So that's one way to do that. So another way is if you're actually in a project, like you want to make identifications for Metro Phoenix Ecoflora, you can go here where next to overview and species, where you click on observations, and you'll see this button with a little green badge and click identify. And that will basically bring you to the same screen, but these are observations just in the Metro Phoenix Ecoflora project. So again, iNaturalist has a lot of data and you'll see the filter right here says North America. So sometimes it's a little slow to catch on, but these are observations that are in the project. So you can kind of browse through and look at stuff. If you're really good, like I said, at a specific species, you can look for that, you can filter. And we have a lot of insect observations and we could really use a lot of help with those. So if there's anyone out there that's a great entomologist, we would love to have you. But you can just browse through and see, okay, like, I think that's what this is. Maybe I'll identify those. And you can kind of look around and see what's there. So there's little bees. So you can click on an observation and say, okay, I think I agree with this if someone has, already added an ID. Or you can add an identification. Sometimes people leave things as unknown. So you can actually add an ID and that'll bring up this window. Or you can leave a comment. So you can ask for more information from that person. You can say, was this, glabrous, or, you can ask all kinds of different questions. But if you do agree with that person's identification, you can click agree. And it will take a second and that will add your ID. So that's one way to do that. And you can just click the button to the right and it'll take you to the next thing that needs identification. So that's one way to go about that. Now, another way, which is a little bit more difficult, but you can go to stats, this big button here on the right. And you can see the percentage of things that need observation here in this, graph on the left. So if you click the yellow bar where it says needs ID, it'll take you to a new window. And it's the same kind of thing. It just brings all of these up in a grid format. The hard thing about doing it this way is once you click on an observation, there's no way to click through all of the things that need ID. If I click these arrows here in green, it'll just take me to Lisa's next observation, not the next thing that needs ID. But same kind of thing here. If you agree, you can comment, suggest identification, that kind of thing. And it, like I said, it does take it a second, so be patient with iNaturalist because there's a lot going on. So yeah, that's about it for making identifications. If you have any questions, please feel free to email ecofloraphx@dbg.org or send us a message on social. Happy to help.